This reading comes courtesy of Respect Your Legacy Books. This extract is taken from Freshwater by Akwaeke Emezi. This screaming had been one of the first things Sachi noticed when our body was a baby. It became a running joke in the family. Ayo, you have such a big mouth. Since Chima had been such a quiet child, no one had expected the Ada to be so loud. After Sachi fed Chima and bathed him, she could leave him in the playpen, and he would just play, calmly, alone. When our body was 6 months old, Sachi took us to Malaysia, across the Indian Ocean, flying Pakistan Airlines with a layover in Karachi. The staff gave her a bassinet to put us in, but we cried with such force that Sachi slipped the Ada some chlorohydrate to make her shut up. Back in Aba, Chima used to stare at us in awe because our body would scream anytime we didn't get what we wanted. There are limitations in the flesh that intrinsically make no sense, constraints of this world that are diametrically opposed to the freedoms we had when we used to trail along those shell blue walls and dip in and out of bodies at will. This world was meant to bend. That's how it had worked before our body slid through rings and walls of muscle, opened her eyes, filled her lungs with this world, and screamed our arrival. We stayed asleep, yet our presence shaped the Ada's body and her temperament. She pulled out all the buttons on the cushions, and she drew on the walls. Everyone had gotten so used to the mischief and the screaming that when the Ada was staring at the snake, frozen in fear, and projecting her terror through her mouth, they paid no attention. "She just wants her own way," they said, sitting around in the parlor, drinking bottles of star beer. But this time she didn't stop. Saul frowned and exchanged a glance with his wife, concern flitting over their faces. He stood up and went to check on the child. Now, Saul was a modern Igbo man. His medical training had been on scholarship in the Soviet Union, after which he spent many years in London. He did not believe in mumbo-jumbo, anything that would have said a snake could mean anything other than death. When he saw the Ada, his baby, with tears dripping down her face, blubbering in terror at a python, a wintered fear clutched at his heart. He snatched her up and away, took a machete, went back and hacked the python to bits. Allah, our mother, dissolved amid broken scales and pieces of flesh. She went back. She would not return. Saul was angry. It was an emotion that felt comfortable, like worn in slippers. He strode back into the parlor, hand wrapped in bloody metal, and shouted at the rest of the house. "When that child cries, don't take it for granted. Do you hear me?" The Ada huddled in Sachi's arms, shaking. He had no idea what he had done.